All right, what's happening, my friends? Welcome back. Welcome back. Let's quickly talk about Robert Whittaker versus Reinier the Ritter. I think this is a great fight, great stylistic matchup. We get to see if Robert Whittaker still has it, and we get to further see what Reinier the Ritter is made of. That guy's pretty good. All right, first let's start with Robert Whittaker. Really quick, Robert Whittaker style, blitzing striking style. Great mix of punches and kicks, nice combinations. Robert Whittaker always comes in shape. High fight IQ, knows how to mix up striking with takedowns, very formidable ground and pound. Obviously, Whittaker has a ton of experience having competed in the UFC for a bit now, multiple divisions, former world champion, has fought a who's who. Whittaker's pretty much done it all. Some of Whittaker's weaker points, I probably would say that Whittaker doesn't have the greatest chin. I mean, it's good, but it seems like especially now he's susceptible to get stunned or knocked out. Now, granted, some of the shots he's been stopped by would, for the most part, knock anybody out. Maybe I am off with this, but again, that's a weaker aspect of Whittaker's game, his ability to take full-on solid punches at this point. Whittaker is 34 years old, still relatively young, but he's getting up there for MMA. It's more the mileage than the age. Sports a mixed martial arts record of 26 wins, 8 losses. Okay, so Reinier de Ritter, two-time champion at 1. The Dutch Knight sports a record of 20 wins, 2 losses, 13 wins by way of submission, 5 by knockout, which is very telling of what his strong suit is in his game. De Ritter to me is a grinder. I think he has formidable stand-up. I think his stand-up is getting better and better with every fight. We just saw in his last fight against Bo Nickel, stopped him with a knee. De Ritter's tall, 6'4". He's a long, rangy guy. Knows how to use his size and length in his striking. From what I've seen of his grappling, I mean, pretty dominant, being sarcastic, but it seems like he knows what he's doing on the ground. De Ritter, to my understanding, has a judo background. Black belt in judo, black belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu. Even though Bo Nickel is still relatively green, it still was impressive what De Ritter did to him. Pretty much broke him, grinded him out, dominated the fight, stopped him with strikes, but there was a good bit there that Bo Nickel miscalculated, went for a submission, wound up losing dominant position, which I think was a tactical huge error. De Ritter capitalized in that first round, maintained a dominant position, and started wearing on Bo Nickel. It also was clinch work. I mean, De Ritter didn't let him rest, and that's a testament to his grinding style. Just keeps coming forward. If he clinches up with you, he's throwing punches, chipping away at your body, just constant pressure, constant working. So how does that style match up with Robert Whittaker? It's going to be interesting, man. Robert Whittaker always comes in shape. He doesn't necessarily have an issue with going into the championship rounds, the later rounds. I think, as I touched on, Robert Whittaker has a smart fight IQ. He has to know what De Ritter's game is going to be. His game is going to be war of attrition, wear Robert out, use his rangy attacks, try to initiate clinching situations to stifle and muffle Whittaker's blitzing game. It's kind of like how you smother a fire. If he lets Whittaker stay on the outside, get comfortable with his striking, Whittaker's going to do that all night. He's going to just see openings, blitz forward, take an angle, attack, get out before something returns. Robert has always been very fast and explosive. Definitely think the speed advantage goes to Robert Whittaker. He's obviously, no doubt, world class. I think Robert Whittaker has a slightly more well-rounded game, but De Ritter's good everywhere for the most part. Better in the grappling. Robert Whittaker better in the striking, so it's kind of like polar opposites to an extent. I think Robert should keep the fight on the feet. Kind of like play the matador, because De Ritter's going to come forward. He has to take angles, blitz when he sees openings, get out of there. Don't let De Ritter get his hands on him, clinch, try to sap his energy, chip away, and be prepared for him to, stick around the whole fight. I don't think Whittaker should think that he's going to get De Ritter out of there early. I think that's going to be a mistake. He has to have the mentality of, this fight's going to go to distance and this guy's not going anywhere. I think Rob would do well with stuff in the takedowns, as long as the fight stays more towards the center of the cage, out in the open, where he can use his speed, his athleticism, and his striking to stifle De Ritter's takedown attempts. De Ritter, I think, will have more success if he's able to get Robert against the cage, kind of corner him, initiate clinching, use his size, kind of start grinding on Whittaker, work his takedowns off the cage. If the fight does hit the mat, I think Robert Whittaker would be vulnerable depending on the positioning. If Robert Whittaker is on top, man, he got some nasty ground and pound. But if the Ritter gets on top, he'll just lay on top of you and just beat you up, chip away, look for that submission, maybe get you to give up your back, kind of like what he did with Kevin Holland. Ultimately, who do I think is going to win this fight? Man, lately, there's been some tough fights to call and pick. I think the Ritter is kind of like a dark horse of the division. I think he has the potential to, who knows, maybe one day be champion of UFC. Very dominant aspects of his game. Robert Whittaker is obviously an all-time great, a legend. Still looks like he has it quite a bit. I would think Whittaker is going to be the favorite. I'm going to lean towards Robert Whittaker. It's kind of difficult to pick against the Reaper due to the experience, championship level experience in the UFC. The competition, I think, in the UFC is stiffer. Robert has fought a who's who, but again, it's the mileage. He's been in a lot of battles. I don't think the Ritter's a slouch. I think he certainly could win this fight. I think he can win via knockout. I think he can certainly win by submission, maybe even by decision. But I think Robert's smart enough to neutralize the Ritter's game, keep the fight standing, use his speed, blitz in, manage his cardio. Yeah, as long as Robert keeps this fight standing and keeps his composure with the Ritter applying a constant pressure, he has to have the mentality of distance. I think if he does that, the finish might come. So I think Robert could stop the Ritter via strikes, not so much via submission. And I also think he could win a decision as well. Final pick, I'm going to go with Robert Whittaker. I think he still has it. I think he's better than the Ritter. I do think he's going to neutralize the Ritter's game, but we'll see. Guys, let me know in the comment section, who do you have winning this fight? Do you think the Ritter is going to continue with his come up and get another notch on his belt, beat the Reaper? That would be a huge win, huge win. Or do you think Robert Whittaker is going to show out, show that he still has it, and go on another title run? Let's see it, guys. What are those picks? Want to read your thoughts. Thanks for watching or listening. Enjoy the fight. I know I will. After it takes place, we'll come back and talk about it. And until then, my friends, you all take care. Later.